Hello there, welcome back to some more Disco Elysium. In the last episode we reached this quaint little fishing village that's not on any maps, and we got a person to sign a letter.
Our tenant, the policeman. I hope the waves don't keep you up at night. What can I help you with?
I got Lillian's signature, will you sign the papers now?
Lillian should let her sword make her decisions. The girl just doesn't have the head for it. Either way, I won't sign.
So it was a test.
Aye. Lillian's not the only one who's too thirsty.
She wanted to see if you would do it, and if she would.
What do you have against the Union?
I've seen it all before. You think they've got our interests at heart? Rich men are always selling poor men promises they never plan to keep.
This is true. She pulls a dark red rag out of a bucket and puts it back.
Then the poor get pushed out of their homes, and the rich get a little richer. That's the way it goes. So, no, I don't trust the fat man, and neither should you.
In her mind, the Union is right-wing because Everard is fat. It's that simple, and there's no changing it.
How can you be for the people if you're so overweight? You must have a lot of money.
She is headstrong, but there's a slight hesitation in there. You may be able to convince her.
Okay. Goodbye, I'm off. I need suggestion. Well, I only have a 1 in suggestion. But I might be able to upgrade it with items, so I'll leave that for now. Hello, kids. You're not going to be arseholes like Kuno,
The
are you?
scruffy-haired little boy kicks a stone. He can't be more than 5 years old. The other one looks indistinguishable from him. He watches his brother kick the stone with his tongue lolling out of his mouth.
You must be Lillian's twins.
This one doesn't say anything, kicking the concrete with his worn-out sneaker.
Lily's our mum.
Explains the other one, tongue still lolling out of his mouth. I already said
The
that.
stone kicker laughs suddenly. His head is too large for his shoulders. The other one laughs as well. Wow, so intellectually stimulating. The stone kicking isn't even of very high caliber. Anyone can do that.
You guys look identical.
The stone kicking one becomes frantic all of a sudden, as if that's something to be scared of. The obvious fact that you just stated.
He looks just like me.
Yeah, I said that.
The boy doesn't answer. His brother throws another rock. Both of their hair is covered in some kind of dirt. The rock kicker was just being shy, but now he's enthusiastic again.
You're bad with kids.
The lieutenant remarks with evident glee. I am, yes.
Don't worry, everyone is. How about we do some police work now? We're not getting anything here.
Bye, kids. Take care. See you later. I'll go. Guess I'll do some police work. Jeez. Ooh, bottle of booze, bottle of booze, bottle of fucking booze. Okay, it's got some mail. Might be able to go over this sheet. Hello, drunken friends. You right? Grumbles an unshaven man with a ruddy nose. He narrows his eyes at you as if in recognition and turns his head away.
Don't you call her? Yeah! Don't call Abigail!
Who's Abigail?
Uh-huh.
He draws out a disgusting snort,
Don't you fucking call Abigail.
then mumbles, waving a finger in your general
You're
direction.
not going to get anything out of this guy. He's too drunk. Never thought you'd see such a thing in your life. But this guy's a little too drunk.
Tell me about your friends.
Don't you fucking call her! Hear me? Abigail? Don't call Abigail.
He whimpers softly, his voice trailing off into nothingness. Hello.
Hey, tequila!
A 30-something man clad in a two-piece lycra TM tracksuit pulls down his pills and extends his hand in greeting. Oh, puts down, not pulls down. It's a different thing. I like how his name is Idiot
Good
Doomspiral.
to see you. How's business? How's the whole reality situation treating you?
Let's shake his hand.
So what's happening?
He picks up his beer. Wait. Tequila?
Yeah, tequila sunset. How are the, high-concept, reality-based adventures proceeding?
He says it like it's obviously your name. Like you call someone Billy Brunel or leader of the 4th Street gang.
Nothing special like everyone else. I have all sorts of wild thoughts running through my head, then I pick the most boring one.
Things aren't going super well for Idiot Doom Spiral either. Haven't found those keys yet, haven't won that great piece of ass back. No word from my business buddies.
Takes a sip from his beer.
Idiot Doom Spiral, huh? This is bound to be a good, high-concept conversation. At last.
What is a tequila sunset? You keep saying
It's
it.
you. Your Tequila Sunset.
How do you know this?
We've met before. Don't you remember?
No, you sure don't.
No.
Aha. Do you want to know how Tequila Sunset came to be?
Go ahead.
Let me take a sip to moisten up my cords. Tequila Sunset rolled into Martinez last Friday, and by Tequila Sunset, I mean you. The man, the myth.
Wait, did we meet on Friday?
Hey, let's not jump ahead of ourselves. This is your story. Stop interrupting.
He takes another sip, then continues.
You got here on Friday to solve a case, hoping to be the early bird who gets the worm. And by the worm, I mean the buzz. Because as far as I know, all you did was get piss drunk. Word on the street is you went around the local hostel telling people that you're a police officer, and that it would be really fucked up if you shot yourself in the head right in front of them. That's pretty high concept, if you ask me.
It is. Does that sound like something you do? Yeah, probably.
Okay.
The lieutenant's brow is furrowed. He's listening as casually as he can.
What happened then?
It was a late Saturday night when we, the Union of Moribund Alcoholics, were getting our drink on. Nothing remarkable about this. We get our drink on 24/7. Makes everything warm and glowy. I trust you know the feeling.
I do. Well, I used to.
One moment we hear the sound of a motor carriage revving up somewhere on the plaza, followed by a series of dings and bangs. Naturally, loud noises pique the interest of anybody owning a pair of ears. That's just the reality we're in.
Naturally.
Anyway, there was a brief silence. A gasp of silence, if you will. Followed by a real commotion. We heard the carriage careening towards the coast at top speed. Sounded like someone jumped the canal. We grabbed our brewskis and rushed to the jetty. Never underestimate the speed of an alcoholic. What we saw was a sight to behold. A beat-up police carriage containing you. Right there on the beach. You revved the engine and screamed at the top of your lungs.
Don't know why I thought he wasn't saying that.
The time hath come! So, naturally, being the curious cat I am, I asked what time hath come. To which you replied, "The time hath come for Tequila Sunset, the end of all things."
Say nothing. It's more dignified that way.
After which, your reality contracted. You jammed the pedal, plowed right off the jetty, and through the ice.
Your hands cramp on the steering levers.
We ran towards the ice whilst you crawled your way out, miraculously unhurt, covered in seaweed and shit, like some kind of sea monster. When we finally got there, you were sitting on the beach crying. You said that your badge and uniform were in the car. It was too late to get in there, though. The carriage had sunk too deep. Recognizing a brother in need, we offered our condolences and invited you to party with us, which you naturally agreed to.
What else was there to do? Thank you, brothers, for your helping hand.
We asked about the whole Tequila Sunset thing, and you told us it was your name now, and insisted that we all call you that from then on.
My real name's Harry.
No, that's just what your mother called you. Your real name is Tequila Sunset. Just embrace it, brother.
How long did we party for?
Hours. It was an all-night drink-a-thon. Then, at some point, I think it was Sunday morning, you got belligerent and wanted to talk about Revacholian women. How they're beautiful and also whores and so on. How one of them fucked you real bad. After a short while, you crossed the event horizon, looked sullen, got up, and left without saying anything.
Wow, that's quite a story.
Yeah, I bet Tequila's a fucking legend around the precinct. You must be proud to work with him.
If you only knew.
Did I tell you anything about this person that fucked me?
You were pretty vague about it. But you kept saying you got fucked real hard, and that we've all been fucked too.
No one's fucked me. I do the fucking around here.
Abigail.
It seemed pretty painful, to be honest with you. If I had to guess, I'd say you're still working through some shit.
Did I mention losing anything else?
Beside your gun and your badge? You said something about your hope or heart or something. To be honest, the details are a little hazy.
Fair.
In retrospect, I guess you lost your motor carriage too? That's a big one.
Did I say anything about my colleagues?
You told us that they were a bunch of fucking losers whose main interest was cramping your style. No specifics, though. It was more about you that night. You were the star of the show.
Did I say anything about the case?
Yeah, you said it was no biggie and that you'd solve it in no time. And that you didn't need anyone to do it. You're doing it solo now.
A lot of cops go solo and hermit once they reach that level of alcoholism.
Did we talk about politics?
Yeah, you said that it was okay that you crashed your carriage because the spectral hand of the market was guiding you.
Nani?
This was before you started talking about how the Pinkies were always trying to fuck you.
Okay. Did you get a read on what kind of cop I was?
You said being a cop was real boring and that there was no reason to talk about it.
He shrugs.
You also kept pausing to knock the heel of your hand against your temple, saying, boring, boring, boring.
I don't need to hear any more.
It's a hard thing for a man to confront his past. That's why I avoid mine at all costs.
You seem like you're characterized by your storytelling ability. Want to tell me another one sometime?
Whoop-de-doo. So now I'm a fucking storyteller. Right. Why not? Better than a beach bum.
Yes, want to tell me how you became idiot doom spiral?
It depends, really. Are you willing to help me out?
The gleam in his eyes and the slouch in his posture is so incredibly familiar. You might get scammed here.
You want booze, don't you?
I don't want it, man. I need it. Can't tell stories without it. Dry stories are boring, you see? So, have you got anything for good old idiot doom spiral? A bottle for a story. Seems fair to me.
I don't have any on me right now.
Then I will see you again once you've procured some. Par exemple, my good friend Rosemary here sells all kinds of stuff.
All kinds, sir. Beer and wine.
What do you guys do around here?
We are saving the world.
He looks at his comrades.
Please. Please don't call. Don't call.
Begs the man in the pipe.
Okay, we're drinking. We're drinking alcohol. That's what we're doing. I tried to save the world once, a long time ago, with enterprise, creativity, and willpower. But that didn't work out. So now, it's a pirate's life for me.
You seen
You
yet?
too, Tequila Sunset.
I might be Tequila Sunset. I'm not cool enough to make that work. Hello.
Good to see you, friend. Do I have deals set up for you, buddy boy?
Good to see you too, friend.
So what do you want? I got smokes. They're cheap. Very cheap. I got Pilsner. Great deal. You won't get a better deal on that piss. Spirits I can let go for 300 real. I also have speed. And by speed, I mean amphetamine.
Yeah, of course I know what you mean. Why does the bottle of spirits cost 300 real?
See, friend, it's real valuable. Worth every real, if you catch my drift. Got it from a bit of a business venture.
Nod, let him speak.
You know, it's funny, actually.
He bursts out laughing, takes 3 gulps of his pills and stares at you intently. What is?
What?
Keep him talking.
What do you mean what? What do you think was funny earlier?
This guy.
Where'd you get the bottle of spirits from?
Oh, this is medicinal spirits. The good stuff. Got it from the doctor's office. I got one of those scientific ampules a few months ago. Torpedo, they call it. It's supposed to keep a man from taking a drink.
Spits a nasty yellow clot on the ground before you.
Didn't stop me for shit, that's for sure. 5 lemons with half a pack of butter and you're good to go.
It's a good tip, I should remember
It
it.
really isn't. In a week, the goddamn kidneys started giving me all kinds of help. Finally, the missus took me to a private doctor's office. Not a charity, the real thing. Those arseholes. Those arseholes charged me 4 real to remove the damn thing. But I came out on top after all.
Okay, how?
The idiots left me alone in there. Now, I used to teach high school biology. I know what doctors use to preserve dead things.
It's like formaldehyde or something, right? He gets an excited gleam in his
Like
eyes.
3 cans of this blue medicinal stuff from the back room. Threw the snakes out and voila! What's left is this beautiful blue stuff. 98.7% almost pure alcohol.
It's nearly ethanol.
2 I already sold to these fine gentlemen here. But this last one is yours for 3 real, if you want it.
I think it will prove useful, yes.
3 real and it's yours, friend. The deal of a lifetime.
He said 300, but
That's
he's
a
saying
much
3.
more reasonable price right there. Makes sense now.
Here's the money for spirits.
Just make sure to enjoy that one, friend.
Son, you will not kill yourself with this. Not today. So we're going to store this as a sellable item. Go sell it at the pawn shop for a profit.
I will, and here's the money for a Pilsner.
Bottoms up, Captain.
Cheers, mate.
In the civilized world, it's a custom to tip the shopkeep, friend. But come back anyway.
I'd give you 20 cents. Anyway, here's your.
Tequila
I bought you some booze.
sunset.
Will you tell me about your name now?
Of course. Drink first, story later.
Here, I've got a potent Pilsner.
Not much, but it will do.
He grabs the bottle from your hand and uncorks it immediately.
Hey, Spiral Boy, you gonna share that?
One of the other bums interjects.
Don't call Abigail.
Shut up, guys. I'm telling a story here. Something happened to you. Something happened to me, too. My actual name is George. But around here, you already know.
Your idiot doom
I
spiral.
was once a reasonably high net worth individual. A founder / junior partner at a high concept creative services agency. When my story begins, I had just landed a major contract with an insurance firm.
Go on.
I used the profits from my agency to finance what I called a cultural incubator. Abstract value generation, value per person, high concept stuff. I developed the paradigm, worked within the paradigm, but the burden of leadership weighed heavily on me. So I went jogging every so often to keep myself sane.
Did the jogging help?
It did. With my trusty Sansarique tracksuit, I felt like I could conquer the world. But now dreams are worn thin, much like my tracksuit.
He says thoughtfully, brushing dust off his shit-stained pants. What happened?
One day I left on my evening run. As you may know, it's impossible to clear your head when you're distracted by the sound of keys jangling in your pockets.
He shakes the bottle and makes a ringing sound.
His eyes are your eyes.
So I removed the key ring and put the keys for the front gate and the apartment into different pockets to stop the jangling, you see. At least, that was the plan. I was halfway done with my usual lap when it started to rain. The reality situation became very wet, very quickly.
Go on.
I made my way back home and discovered that I didn't have the key to the front gate. I'd mixed it up with the key to the letterbox, which was useless. Naturally, the situation required me to climb over the gate, which I did. There was no climbing down because I slipped and landed on my ass.
Say nothing.
Reality was looking rather grim just then. Me lying on my ass in a mud pit in the middle of a heavy shower. But when life knocked me down, I always got up. So I made my way across the yard. Standing in front of my apartment door, fumbling with my pockets, I realized that I'd also forgotten my apartment key.
Okay, so what happened next?
I rang my neighbors' buzzers. It was late, and most of them didn't even answer. Those who did assumed I was trying to sell them something and hung up before I could even explain the situation. People are naturally wary of ad men, you see. One moment someone chats you up, 5 minutes later you've bought a box of edible lingerie and a strap-on. I don't begrudge them, especially since I was known to be one of the best.
He pauses meaningfully.
Just then, I experienced a moment of clarity. I still had the key to my office. I could wait out the storm there.
Ah, good.
But when I reached my office, I remembered that I'd asked one of my producers to change the locks that day. And since I hired only the best, he'd already done it, and I couldn't get in.
Okay, so just wait until the next morning.
Anyway, long story short, life spiraled out of control. I haven't gotten into my apartment for years, And my girlfriend left me because she didn't want to date a homeless man. The company, well, you see where I'm going with this. So, now you've heard my tragic tale. What do you think? Like nothing you've ever heard, huh?
Wait, is that it? I feel like there's some steps missing.
Tequila, I've thought about this series of events for a long time. If there was anything else to it, I would have thought of it by now.
Why didn't you go to the authorities?
Well, at one point they came to me, but, you know, I didn't have any ID on me. So they tossed me in jail for 2 days. I can't say it increased my faith in the RCM. No offense, gentlemen.
Look on the bright side, you got one hell of a story.
Yeah, maybe I've exaggerated certain parts over the years. When you tell a story too often, it begins to take on a life of its own. But what matters is that it's true to my subjective experience. Anyway, that was all the story one bottle gets you. Almost empty, this one.
Truly, he has the soul of an artist.
Why do you keep losing all your stuff?
Good fucking question, Tequila. If I knew the answer, you think I'd be hanging out on a beach in this formerly premium but now extremely dirty two-piece lycra tracksuit? I used to own my reality situation. My business buddies and I had our own creative services agency. I had a nice apartment, an even nicer piece of ass. But somehow it all got away from me.
Literally, if I was in this situation, I would have just waited outside the office for the next morning. That night would have sucked dick, but I probably wouldn't have died. And then when someone from the office came back and said, Jesus, what happened to you? I'd say, I couldn't get into my own apartment. I have no idea where the keys are. I need someone to vouch for me that my identity is me. I need to get my ID card back again. I need someone to come with me to get a locksmith to open this thing. And when I get the money for it, I'll pay you back on my card. Unless he's talking bollocks, which he probably is.
Now I can't hang on to anything. Just last week I stole this nice new jacket, but then I lost it too. The only things I haven't lost are these two drunks.
What was the name of your agency?
My agency, man. The Boom Boom Room. Our concept was combining high art with the lowest forms of marketing. The color red, breasts, and oil painting. I convinced my partners to reinvest some of our profits in an even more high-concept cultural incubator called Thin Air. The artists were happy, the clients were happy. I was financing a group of poets in East Revachol who were developing a new universal poetic language. But then it all went to shit.
He looks towards the bay.
If it sounds like it makes no sense, that's because it doesn't.
Yeah, and mixing high and low, commodifying culture, that's extremely my shit.
I know! It was fucking awesome! Too bad I went on a jog, unleashing a cascade of doom that washed it all away.
What's up with the tracksuit? What about the other drunks?
My fellow members of the Union of Moribund Alcoholics? They're exactly what they look like.
Hey, Tequila! You want to buy some speed?
Shut the fuck up, Rosemary. He's a cop, remember?
I thought he was a cool cop.
Don't call Abigail.
I'm cool enough that I won't arrest you for offering me speed.
And this is Abs. So yeah, that's basically us. We drink together.
What's this about a lost jacket?
Tequila, it's a verifiable tragedy. It was practically brand new. Sure, it didn't really go with my lycra threads, but it did itch a lot less. Say, you're a detective, right? Maybe you can help old Doom Spiral out. Solve the case of the missing jacket. What do you say, Tequila?
Okay, sure. Where'd you lose it?
If I knew where I lost it, don't you think I'd have it? I mean, maybe I was up by the boardwalk, or walking along the beach, or checking out the abandoned fish market.
That's a lot of places.
Somewhere north of here, that's for sure. You could ask around, see if anyone's seen it.
Let me ask you something
I'm
else.
all ears, Tequila.
Want to hear the name of the? Oh, I don't want to hear the name. I wanted to hear the name of the story. Did it have a name? Be seeing you, buddy. Okay. So I got some spirits that's worth 8. I paid 3, so I can get 8. I wonder if you cheat in 300 money, can you pay 300 money for it? It would be absolutely ridiculous.
A drop in temperature, an easy flow of air, an empty street. Before you, a thoroughfare unjammed with lorries. No more drivers smoking on hitch steps. Just silence.
What did the smoke smell like?
Chemically sweetened. Across the road, a forgotten bus stop. Corrosion has opened a hole in its roof. An elm tree watches over the building. Its branches are dripping with rain and snow. The road is smooth and motley. Craters filled with a black asphalt. The asphalt, first laid, is grey already. A row of tenements are under construction in the distance.
Who are the people who live across the road?
A tub warm with water, white with soap. A man bathes while radio waves transmit the lottery numbers. 4, 18, 21, 4, 1. A modern washing machine rattles.
Is that how a
drawer
lottery
full of
works?
silverware.
Can you get the same number twice in a lottery? I thought the whole point was that you couldn't get... Like, if you can get duplicate numbers, then the odds are even more astronomically unlikely. What about the bus stop?
Number 312D. Young girls used to come here, huddled up, hoping for more warmth than their thin coats give them. The bus took them to school. It has not run for 8 years. There were not enough girls to sustain its cost.
What about the road?
Craters pocked the surface. Children played in them until heavy trucks full of black pitch rolled in. The landowners have filled the craters with money. It is a vital artery of the flow of trade.
That is enough.
The wind moves the aerosol. A detective stands behind the boom barrier. A breeze moves a curl of his hair.
Okay, let's take some morale boosters. Oh, I can't actually go down the road. Okay. So I don't want to do that. So there's a jacket that I need to find. Well, I don't have. I mean, he stole it, but if the person hasn't filed a missing item report, then as far as I'm concerned, it's fine.
Our tenant, the policeman. I hope the waves don't keep you up.
Do you know
at
anything
night.
about a lost jacket?
What do you want with a lost jacket?
That's an excellent question, man.
There's honor in retrieving lost things.
Aye. Laundry fetchers are some of the most honorable people I know.
Her smile gleams like a freshly honed knife.
Are you getting a reward for it at least?
No.
What? You're fetching someone's missing laundry free of charge? Do you not have anything better to do?
In fact, he does.
The lieutenant glances at his watch.
None of my business, either way. How you spend your hours is up to you.
Thank you.
Anyhow, you might ask Lillian if she's seen anything lately. That girl's got a way of attracting lost and broken things.
Goodbye. I'm off. See you later. Alright, dearie. I need your jacket.
Aye, the sea's gonna calm down soon. I can feel it. The wind is turning southeast. What's on your mind, officer?
Idiot Doomspoiler over there needs his jacket. Have you seen it?
Remarkable. That one already lost everything else, and now his jacket too. It's a good thing, too, that he has an actual police officer looking for it. Good old doom spiral. Upper management to the core.
That's odd. Is she actually impressed?
I don't really know why I do things. Everything just happens to me.
Aye. We all feel that way sometimes. Sometimes I wonder if I'm the protagonist, even in my own life story.
You probably aren't.
Anyway, I looked near the fish market north of here on the boardwalk. Drunks are drawn to markets for some reason. Was there something else?
That's my motor carriage in the sea, by the way.
Oh. That's good to know, I guess. Why is it in the sea?
An official investigation has been launched by me No, I got drunk and apparently drove it in the sea.
This calls for a funeral, if you ask me.
You're suggesting we honour the carcass of my former motor
Aye.
carriage?
Feels deserved, don't you think? Falling in the line of duty like that and all?
What an odd thought. Maybe I should.
Why odd? Our things are a part of our life world. They're made with our human sweat and they share human history. We should care about them as we care about humans. To some extent, at least.
Also, I think that's really cool to have a tackle as an earring, but that's probably pretty dangerous.
Life world. Someone's been reading up on last century Gotvaldian philosophers.
Alright, I'm in, but organising a funeral takes a lot of time and effort, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah. You won't even be able to get it out of the water before early June. And where are you going to bury it? Who to invite? What music to play at the wake? Take it from someone who's been through a few funerals. It's easiest to just leave them there and let nature take care of it.
That's all we have time for right now, anyway. Come back here and see how you feel about it then. It's not like it's going anywhere.
It's a pity we don't get to do more frivolous side activities like rejuvenate the Doom commercial area.
Yes, that is a pity. But for now, let's focus on the things we do get to do. Like the murder investigation, for example.
Be seeing you. Be seeing you then. Okay, so then there's this house. This is Lillian's house, probably. I might not want to be stealing things from here, I just want to look around. Feels safe and warm in here, not like outside. Industrial coal pellets burn with an orange glow. No, I don't. No, don't take it. Don't take it.
Hello, mister.
A young girl, barely 4 or 5 years old, sits on the sofa. She's looking at you with frank
She
curiosity.
clutches a small stuffed animal. Occasionally, she twirls it around.
Are the twins outside your brothers?
Yes. They don't want to play with me. They're older and play outside. They look the same. Sometimes I can't tell them apart.
They look identical, right? I said the same thing.
They look identical.
What's that you're holding?
It's Lammy. He's my friend. Sort of. Like...
She holds the fuzzy beast up to demonstrate.
Lambie is a stuffed lamb that, admittedly, has seen better days. One of the eye buttons is missing, and the fur is tattered in several parts.
Lammy looks soft.
Yes. Very soft.
Suddenly she pushes the stuffed animal towards your face. Press the cheek against Lammy.
Isn't he soft?
She's right, Lammy is very soft. She rubs the white fur against your cheek, then returns the lamb to your lap, cuddling it. Oh, baby. Are you Lillian's daughter?
Yes, I am. Little Lily. You know my mom?
Yes, we met earlier.
That's nice. My mom is great. She's never angry or anything.
What's that? Pointing the stuffed bird hanging
It's a
from the ceiling.
grouse.
She yelps, smiling broadly.
Wasn't Garth, the cafeteria manager, trying to repair a piece of taxidermy?
Yes, but what's it for?
I don't know.
Well, can I have it?
Sure. Just go and get it. I don't like it anyways. It looks angry. Bye.
Goodbye. See, it's not robbery if you ask a child and she says it's okay. Obviously, that's not true. An adult asking a child does not equal, like, consent, because children can't. And that goes for all things, especially robbing their taxidermy birds. If I ask a child if I can have their Nintendo Switch and they say yes, and then I take it, that's still theft if I didn't ask their parents if I could have it. Alright, okay. Let's go have a look around. But I'm a good cop, and so the legal system will protect me even if I did something fucked up like that, so it's fine. Obviously. Okay. And it's worth 7 real, you know, this kind of money doesn't come free. The water runs from the west, the source is upstream, a broken pipe. Take my money. Rust eaten letters read Mazout. The rear tire of a motor carriage adorns these reeds. That's a Nolan Vinct Sink, an unsuccessful model. Unsuccessful just because it didn't sell well, or unsuccessful because it was like had a defect or something? These are the things that occupy my brain, that's what I need to know. I've got a church, quick travel. I guess because it's going to take me quite a long time to actually get back to Revachol. A school of fish huddle around the fence post and scatter into the dark. Before you a drawbridge, it can only be lowered from the other side. Oh good, more places I can't reach. Plus I've got to keep track of where I've been. The sign reads St. Brune 1147. You feel the shadow of a very large building fall on you. Dusty pews in the shadows, many seem to be missing. An altar shrouded in dark or something like that. It's too dark to tell. Let's go explore the abandoned church then, I guess.
Heavy wooden doors, more than twice your height, stand shut in front of you. The rectangular sea-worn ornamentation appears in stark contrast to the padlock, carelessly drilled into the wood.
Rattle the doors to see if they're open.
Nothing happens, only the sound of the padlock rattling against the door.
I don't think that's going to work.
Inspect the carpentry.
The carving on the door is block-like and angular, like the church itself.
Looks pretty cool.
2 large beams shoot downwards, sinking into the wood before they reach the threshold.
This sounds like a bad idea. I'm going to get splinters, but run your hand over a beam.
The surface is smooth from the wind, but moist to the touch.
Yeah, I don't like churches because I don't feel like I belong there, but the way they look is often pretty cool. Take a closer look at the padlock.
This cheap-looking padlock is sturdily built. It shackles together a hasp and a staple screwed into the wooden door. The lock is adorned with a yellow sticker.
Look at the sticker.
You see a yellow circle with 2 X's and a big curve below them that looks like a mouth. You're pretty sure you haven't seen it before, but what the symbol depicts is clear enough. A smiling dead guy. The curve makes it smile, and the X's make it dead. There is something blindingly modern about this symbol. Its modernness puts to shame everything you've seen before.
Have you seen this symbol before?
He takes off his glasses and uses a blue handkerchief to thoroughly wipe them clean before inspecting the sticker. Then he looks up, pauses, and replies.
No.
What does it look like to you?
Looks like a dead man smiling. Suggests junior delinquency.
Okay, what is junior delinquency?
For Revachol aussi, the moral intern defined junior delinquents as minors between the ages of 10 and 16 who have committed an act in violation of the law.
I see.
These acts aren't called crimes as they would be for adults. Crimes committed by minors are called delinquent acts. This was part of your officer's exams.
He puts the handkerchief in his coat pocket. What is suggestive of junior delinquency
I
here?
haven't seen that sticker before, and I'm not a youth.
I agree, it's very modern, but does the cheery guy not know he's dead, or does the dead guy not care that he is? What is the source of the irony here?
That level of conceptual thinking is not part of my skill set.
Inspect the staple.
The padlock passes through a staple that's been hastily attached to the wood. Closer inspection reveals that one of the screws is not a screw at all, but a nail. The work has been done recently and is unprofessional, to say the least. Should you want to get through, it might be easier to just pry the whole thing off.
This is where Mr. Prybar comes in handy.
Maybe we should circle the building first and look for another way. The building has seen enough mistreatment.
Where do you think we should
Can
start?
you hear the pulsing bass underneath the wind? A sure sign of junior delinquency, somewhere east of here.
There's something on the sea ice there.
By some official force on the padlock. I'm sure I can find something to get it open. I might be able to go in the back. There might be a cellar door. There might be anything. Lots of choices. Money for me. Was that money there before? No, I just didn't get it. Let's have a look around the back. Cool spire. I like that. Or tower, at least. I don't know if it's a spire. Don't spires have to be spiraling? Hence the name. A dead phone, a smashed receiver like someone hung up too hard. Like, how hard do you have to hang up? Like, right. My official police way of searching areas is pretty ramshackle, but I try my best. I try not to miss this shit if I can help it. I want to get up there. Don't think I can. Do you know how to pathfind up there, friend? That's what you do. Like, if you don't know how to get somewhere, try and click somewhere, and if the game can pathfind to it, it will pathfind to it. but I'll soon stop if I can't actually get there. There's a man up there. Let's go around here. No boat in the boathouse today. The section of the coast hasn't been used in decades. Oversized superstar sunglasses. Savoir faire and visual calculus down. Now I need visual calculus to be very high. I want to do all of the maths. The boathouse is shoddily constructed. A strong breeze might blow it over. This is like hub 2, I guess. If Revachol, like Martinez, is the number 1. Ancient paint is peeling off the roof of the shadiest beach covered in rust.
A scattering of bullet holes is spread across the cracked wall, reaching from one corner to the other.
Look, Kim, even more bullet holes. Something's definitely gone down here.
Correct. The density of the bullet holes is unusual. Even in a general average bullet hole frequency in Martinez sense. Grim affairs. Meaning this is a lot of bullet holes. Looks like fully automatic rifle fire. Something you don't see these days.
Say nothing, just
The
nod.
lieutenant also nods. It is quite a scene. The two of you standing next to the broken wall of an abandoned building, nodding along.
Shake your head.
He nods in agreement. It really is a very serious scene, worth shaking your head.
I'm going to stop nodding now.
All right. I'm glad we stopped when we did. My neck was starting to hurt. If there's nothing more, we should get going.
Phew. All that nodding was rough on the old neck, close to feeling that twinge.
Why there's many bullet holes?
A row of ghostly shades stand facing
Oh
the
god,
wall.
it's a firing squad.
There are many of them, a dozen at least, their heads lowered and eyes blindfolded. It's quiet, no sound, no movement. 10 meters away, other shades are lined up in an orderly manner, automatic rifles primed. A gust of wind blows by. The coats of the firing squad flap slowly in the breeze. A single person stands on the side. Snowflakes fall on the wooden planks and the surrounding sand dunes, covering the land with the white of innocence. A long time has passed since the moment of this fusillading. Rain and brine have since washed all the blood away. Not a trace remains.
What is this?
The abundance of bullet holes leads to two options. Either an inordinate amount of executions were performed here, or they did not use a conscience round, where only one soldier has the loaded rifle. Looks like this was a mass execution with everyone fully armed.
Look at the people against the wall.
A host of men, probably in everyday clothes, ragged from the conflict and covered in dust. They were not sitting, a common practice for executions in some nations. As demonstrated by the height level of the bullet holes, they stand, facing the wall. It's impossible to discern any details about their personality or background.
Look at the line of soldiers.
7 men in combat uniforms and dark coats, holding automatic rifles aimed at the people. Soldiers from some side, but from which one?
Look at the person standing on the side.
The commandant, the one who gives the order. Machine gun fire crackling through the air. The lights of the muzzle flashes dancing on his face.
Him, who is who in this execution?
I don't know. I don't know who died here, lined up beside that horrible wall. It could have been any of the parties involved in the revolution. Perhaps the ones executed here were the loyalist conservatives, killed by the communists at the start of the Civil War. Or it could have been the communists, put to death during the last stretch of the conflict by the coalition forces. It could even have been the employees of the failed R&D center down the coast, as their building was taken over by the revolutionaries.
Or maybe...
You mentioned coalition forces. Could it have been them against the wall?
Yeah. It's very unlikely the coalition forces were the ones who died here. They were always the last ones against the wall. To be honest, if a coalition member was anyone in this situation, it was the commandant, the superior giving the orders.
A cold sea wind blows away the figures.
Hey, that's police work. The sign says Entrée interdite. Entrance something. Blocked. I'm not sure what. Yeah, entry something. Like make mean enable and access. Board cracks dangerously as you run. Be careful here. Let's walk. Let's not run. I know I'm over time now, but I'm just going to check this while I'm here. Oh, I've got 95 experience, 5 away from the next level. This place has been good for business. The door is not only barred shut, but is inaccessible. Found Peepo Peepo. What is found Peepo Peepo? A hat. Ultimate peak focus. So I get plus logic, -1 perception. I don't know why its icon is there now. Okay. Oh, don't run. Okay. Don't run on the floorboards. You don't want to do yourself an injury. Right, how do I get here? Or can I not? An old ticket taker booth. No longer in operation. I'm coming away now because I'm not going to die. Alright. Okay, so that's how you get there. So I guess I'll see you guys next time when I go and explore probably the left-hand side of the coast all the way until I can't anymore. And then come back. See you then. Goodbye.